Salutations, Queen of Shade here. Let's talk. So recently I posted some music information to my social media, specifically my Instagram. And it was of an artist, a famous artist, who basically found out and was saying that the music industry was created to rip off the artist, and that he found over $500,000+ that the label had hid from him. And he went on to say that the industry rips off the artist badly and that you always have to do audits to make sure the label is paying you adequately. And then he also talked about, in order to get his songs to #1, he had to pay a lot of money. And he said, payola shouldn't be a thing, but it is, because you pay a lot of money out of the artist's pocket to get your songs to #1. And he basically was saying that the way he got out of his record contract with Universal, I can say their name, was that he said, if you don't let me go, I'm going to teach all the artists how to do audits so that they can recoup the money you've been hiding from them. And the label let him go. And I think his name was Chameleonaire, something like that. I didn't want to say his name because I didn't want to get it wrong. But anyway, once upon a time, when I was about 20, 21, I was going to sign with a major label too. I was going to do music. And then I said, no, I'll hold. I'll chase my fashion dream. And I went to Paris, became a fashion model. It was hard. That was hard. The stress took a toll on me, and I ended up having to leave 6 months later. But then I come home and I'm back at this music thing. I think I'll use my voice. I'm trying to get out of the lowlands and get back up to where I feel I deserve and belong. So I remember, being interested and applying and online on MySpace at that time for a gig. And they were looking for backup singers, and then I sent in a tape, and I remember their response because they said, oh, young lady, you have a beautiful voice. And I said, well, actually, I'm a man. And they flipped. They were like, wow, you have that ability and you're a man? Next thing I know, I'm in Brooklyn doing demos and things in the studio with an A&R. It happened really quickly for me. And I remember feeling the need to hold back. I didn't even show my full range. And then I made the mistake of going to the restroom thinking I was in private. And I let out most of my range singing. And my A&R was standing at the bathroom door. And he said, can you carry an entire song in that range? And I said, yeah, that's actually my range. And I remember the look on his face. It was like, oh, we have found the cash, the golden goose. This is going to be big. This is going to make me, the A&R, a lot of money. And things happened. He sent me home to work with a vocal coach, and that's how I met my vocal coach and things like that. And then I went through this. My vocal coach led me to this reference of information. Because get this, from day one, my A&R told my vocal coach, we're not sending him to you for you to critique or perfect his voice. We like his raw sound. He's polished. What we're sending him to you for is confidence. You've got to get him confident enough to stand on stage and sing his music, because I had very low self-esteem back then. Extremely low self-esteem. So she did that. And she did it too well. Because then I called my A&R and I said, you know what? I don't want to continue. I think I'll stay in Philly and do a couple coffee shops and stuff like that, and make my way that way. I'm not sure I want to go to major label. And I'll never forget that my A&R said to me, you want to stay in coffee shops? I want to make sure you sell millions of records around the world. That's what he said to me. But I was scared of that, and I realized if I sold millions of records around the world, I wouldn't own myself. And I walked away, only to come to music on my own years later, spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, almost $40,000 on creating my own music and do it my way. But I always knew I was going to be independent. I always knew that. The industry always said I was insane and crazy and a Looney Tune for not going major label. But I knew without knowing. My shaman ability told me that was a dead end, a trap, and that I would end up not even owning my own likeness when they were done with me. And I walked the fuck away. And now fast forward to all these years later, I own all of my music, all of my intellectual property, all my videos, all the equipment, everything. And my A&R reached out to me and he said, see, I told you could sing. I told you, I knew you could sing. But it's a different conversation now because I'm not treated as an artist anymore. I'm treated as the mind behind the artist. I am the suit. A lot of artists today don't realize they need to be the suit as well. So it's my endeavor to stay independent and to teach every artist I meet how to stay independent. That's my goal in life. Because mainstream music is not for any artist. They've scalped and stolen the souls of a lot of artists. And when I say souls, I don't mean soul. I mean intellectual property, the music. And they put it out year after year after year, generation after generation after generation, and they make hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, and the artist goes home and makes nothing. Nothing. I couldn't live that way. And now that I'm free, I want everybody to be free. But guess what? Even in my mentoring, I got artists that want Billboard, they want Grammys, they want all of these things and don't realize you pay for them severely.